Hello, fifth graders. All right, today we're gonna start our hand sewing project. And before we begin, just like always, we need to do a little bit of planning before we just start on our piece of burlap. And so today I want you to fill in this worksheet, put your name on the top, and then, because you're gonna be using this worksheet to reference most weeks, pretty much every week. And so it lists all the requirements. It says all projects must have a border. The center can be whatever you want it to be. So think of things that like you really like. So have this be like all about you. I love turtles. That's my favorite animal. And so I think I'm going to do some sort of turtle design on mine. And then the last one is no violence. So there can't be anything with like weapons or people hurting each other, nothing like that. Okay, so every week I'm going to teach you a new stitch. And so that's the border is kind of a nice place around the edge of your design to practice those stitches, the new stitches that I'm going to teach you each week. Okay, and I'm going to do one per week just so that it's not too overwhelming for you guys. Okay, so as I start to think about my design, I said I'm going to do a turtle. So just grab a pencil and think about how you want it. I might just do like a turtle in the middle, keep it kind of simple for right now. But then you can always, maybe I want the feet more pointed like this, so it looks like a sea turtle. You can always add more stuff to this as you get sewing. You might be like, oh, wow, I am really good at this. This is not that difficult. Here, let me push harder. Sorry, you guys probably can't see it. Let me go over my lines. There. Okay, sorry. Now, some of you guys, like I said before, are going to be like, wow, I'm really good at this. So then you might want to go back into this design before you start sewing on your project and just think about, well, I could add like details to the shell. Maybe I want to add, well, let's see. I need to design my border. And since it's a turtle, I might do, let's see, maybe just a basic border that's just straight. But your border doesn't have to be just one line. I know a lot of people think like, oh, if I just sew a line around the edge, that can count as my border. You could also do your border where it's like, you know, a little bit fancier. I think I want to do some kind of line like that just because this is water. Well, the turtle kind of lives in water and on land. So I'm going to use the straight line to represent land, and I'm going to use this line to represent water. I'll go around like that. Maybe you want to add some kind of designs in yours. I don't know, whatever is appropriate for yours. Like mine, I could always add like maybe seaweed or something coming up, like he's actually swimming in the water. So you think what's appropriate for your design, okay? So this is where we'll start today, just planning out your project. If you want to add color to kind of think about, okay, well, for the turtle, I'm going to use this color yarn here. And then maybe for my border, I want to see, maybe I'll do the blue stitch for the waves and keep going around and kind of plot that out. And then you could think, okay, well, what looks good with this blue? Do I want to do red? And then if you try it on here and you're like, well, the red looks kind of, I don't know, the red just doesn't look like it goes well with a turtle kind of design. Well, then you know you made your mistake on your planning sheet. That's the whole point of the planning sheet. If you make a mistake on here, no big deal. We can always change it. Okay, so I'm going to continue plotting out my colors, getting my design on here, and then that is our portion for the planning of our project, okay? And then I will move on to part 2 next, where we actually take our planning sheet and start sewing on our burlap.